And come this October, Alberta's minimum wage is set to jump $15 an hour. It's the third straight year of increases that the NDP government has put into place. But some groups have warned that the steep hikes will hurt business. The service sector feeling the impact. According to the city's labor market review, 25,000 jobs have been lost in our city in 1 year. Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR joins us this morning to continue the conversation on this story. Can we really blame all of this on the higher minimum wage, Danielle?
Yes, we sure can. And this is the part of the problem that you have when social do-gooders go out thinking, oh, we know the perfect solution to alleviate poverty. We'll just increase everybody's wages. Well, what happens, especially in those service sector jobs, is that there's only so much customers are willing to pay for fast food or for a restaurant meal or to stay at a hotel. And certain jobs you just cannot see an increase in the pay and also see them make up for it by increasing the cost of the goods sold. What happens is they just reduce the amount of staff, and we're seeing the statistics that prove it. So wonderful to have a $15 an hour minimum wage if you are lucky enough to have a job, but for the 25,000 people who are now unemployed, you have to ask the question, what happens to them? There's a couple of different policies that the government needs to look at now that we're beginning to see the effects of their policy. And these have been things that have been proposed by the Canadian Federation of Independent Business right from the beginning. Number one is any service job where you get paid tips or commissions, you should be able to pay them a lower wage. Waitresses actually make more in tips than they do in their hourly wage. And as a result, if you could reduce that wage, you'd be able to hire more kitchen staff, hire more dishwashers, hire more bus people. The other thing is allowing for some kind of training wage. And they've done this in other jurisdictions where just to get that toehold into the workplace, while you're learning the job, be able to pay at a lower rate just so people can get entry into the workforce. Those are a couple of the policies the government needs to look at because, in fact, what they're doing, they started out thinking that they were going to take from the rich to give to the poor. Well, they're taking from the poor to give to the poor. And it's not helping anybody. It's not increasing wages across the board for everyone. It's increasing wages for a few, but creating a lack of opportunity for others. They got to relook at this policy.
Yeah, Danielle, we're hearing about those job losses. We're also hearing from some restaurants who say, you know, even the fact that we have the staff remaining, a lot less staff on the floor than they've been used to. So for the people that remain there, as well as for the customers, you know, a lot of people being affected by this.
Completely there is. And so when you start hearing the stats matching up with the anecdotal evidence, you know, you can't blame the business owner. The business owner is trying to provide the best product at the best price for the customer. And there's only a couple of ways you can do it. If everything else is going up, if your heating bill's going up, your electricity bill's going up, your rent's going up, your food costs are going up, the only thing you can do is reduce the amount of staff. So it's becoming pretty clear that there has to be some kind of latitude in this policy. I don't think anybody would suggest that a person who's trying to feed a family on $15 an hour, I don't think anyone would begrudge that, but let's be clear. A lot of people seeking those minimum wage jobs are young kids who are still living with their parents, or they're a second income in a family. I think the model that's being put forward of the type of person who is on minimum wage has driven the policy. It's not necessarily accurate. Now it's creating some real harm.
Yeah, all right, Danielle. We'll look forward to listening in on this conversation with you today. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.